So I wanted to do something a little bit different this quarter. Instead of just showing you what cards I have in my wallet and the reason why they're in there, I'm just going to take you along and show you exactly how I use my cards throughout the month, how much spend I put on each card, and how many points I earn at the end of the month. First off, the cards that I keep physically on me is the American Express Gold card, the Bilt card, the US Cash Plus, my ID, the Tesla key card, the Charles Schwab debit card, and the Curve card. And the wallet that I use to put all these cards in is the Extra wallet. However, if I'm wearing basketball shorts or some sort of pants where it's easy for the wallet to slip out, I'll switch out the wallet to the MagSafe wallet by Apple. It doesn't hold that many cards. I usually just put my Tesla card and my ID and whatever card that I know I'm going to be using during that trip. Like for example, during this trip, I knew I needed to go to Vans and pick up some new shoes. Thankfully, there was an American Express offer. However, it was only on my American Express Platinum card, which gave me a 3% statement credit back on the purchase, on top of the points that I would earn on that purchase as well. Other than that, all my other purchases on the American Express Platinum card is all entertainment charges, like Hulu, Walmart Plus, New York Times, Series, and Peacock. And for all those charges, I will get a statement credit along with the MR points. So in April on the American Express Platinum card, I spent $99.33 and got 99 MR points back along with a cash back of $1.80. But let's talk about cards that are actually in my wallet, like the US Bank Cash Plus. So for this card, you can choose the bonus multipliers. So for 5% back, I chose department stores, so like Walmart and Target, along with utilities. And for the 2% category, I chose EV and gas. And for this card, it's a little bit difficult to see where your bonus multipliers even applied to. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but for all the rewards, it's coded as 1 times back on everything. And then after the statement ends, it'll give you this bonus. So it kind of made my testing not that useful. I tried to use it at PetSmart, Hobby Lobby, Costco. Maybe it would work, I just wanted to kind of see. But it just came back as a lump sum of $7.51 as the bonus. And I think definitely most of it came from the utilities. For my electric bill, it was $76.90. And for my water bill, it was $80.54. And thankfully for my utilities, they don't charge anything extra if you use a credit card. But after doing some calculations, they gave me 1% back for those charges, so it would be 4% extra the bonus. So if we add all the utility charges and multiply it by 0.04 or 4%, it comes out to $6.29. Meaning out of the lump sum bonus that they gave me, I'm missing $1.21 coming from somewhere. I definitely didn't use the bonus 2% cashback because there was a better card to put my EV spend on this month, but still not too bad on this card. For $334.41 a spend, I gained $10.85 cash back. And this next card was the card I was saying that was giving me better back on EV spend this quarter. It's the Discover card. Now I didn't physically carry this card. Every transaction that I put onto the Discover card went through the Curve card, then transferred over to the Discover It card, which is pretty cool because with the Curve card, I only need to carry one card and I can load a bunch of different other cards like MasterCards and Discover credit cards. So for the Discover It credit card for this quarter, you earned 5% cash back on gas and EV, home improvement, and public transit. I didn't make any purchases in the home improvement or public transit. However, I had a bunch of charges in EV. I was traveling a bunch this month and I spent $72.63 on supercharging. However, with that spend, I earned $3.63 out of the total cash back that I earned that month of $4.59. So basically 80% of the cashback I earned came from EV charging. Even though the total purchases of $168.20, only 43% of that spend actually came from EV charging. So it's pretty insane seeing that 43% of the spend made up 80% of the cashback, which makes rotating categories really powerful. Some of the other spend I tried to put on this card was car washes. I wanted to kind of see if it would count as gas station purchases or EV, and unfortunately it did not. And the other charges was I tried to see if Buc-ee's would count as a gas station purchase. And unfortunately, it seemed like Buc-ee's coded as supermarket on the Discover card. For these other Discover charges, I'm not really sure what I was thinking. I think there were stores connected to gas stations. I can't really tell based on the name of the transactions, but they didn't code as anything, so that kind of sucked. And I don't know why I didn't carry this card in my wallet, because it's the ultimate catch-all card. I did later put this card in my physical wallet. It's the Chase Freedom Unlimited. And you know, as long as it's not rent day, everything goes onto this card. That wouldn't code as a special category, because you'll be earning 1.5x on everything back, and that can be redeemed as cash back, or if you have the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you can transfer those points out to travel partners, which makes them way more valuable. And for the Chase Freedom Unlimited, I spent $530.05, and I got back 795 ultimate reward points, or UR points. So it's a pretty strong card, especially since it covers other categories like dining and pharmacies. But like how I was saying with rent day, I'm gonna put all those other charges onto the Bilt card because it earns 2 times points back on all those purchases. So on that day, I put charges from Ulta, Marshalls, my State Farm bills, and of course I also paid my rent that day, and I got 250 bonus points from Point Quest. A perfect score. And as you know, if you follow this channel, I make community posts giving you the Point Quest answers every rent day. So you shouldn't get anything lesser than 250 points. It should be perfect every single month. And I don't know what happened at the end of the month. I think my Bilt was glitching up or something like that. They said I haven't made 5 transactions, and it was getting really close to the deadline, so I just made a couple of charges. I went to Dunkin', which thankfully earned me 3 times back. I went to a car wash and paid $2. And finally, I charged my Ancient Lore brunch to the Bilt card, which earned me 2 times points because it coded as hotels. So for a Bilt card this month, I spent $2,457.67, and I earned 3,093 points. But it kind of sucked that I had to put the Ancient Lore Village charge onto the Bilt card, because for the Freedom Flex this quarter, you would get 5 times back on hotels, and even more if you use Chase's travel portal, 5 times back on Amazon, and really interesting this quarter, there was also 5 times back on restaurants, but with the Freedom Flex already, you would earn 3 times back on dining. They would actually combine together and make it that it's 7 times back on dining for this quarter. And it was pretty great as well, because since the Freedom Flex is a MasterCard, I could add it to the Curve card. And the Curve card has a feature where you can go back in time and change the transaction date. So I moved a bunch of dining charges from the Savor One onto the Chase Freedom Flex that I made back in March, and I charged them to April. And I was able to still earn 7 times back, even though those charges were done in March. So a pretty useful feature of the Curve card. Other than those go back in time charges, I just charged dining purchases onto this card. And the total spend I made on this card was $460.85. However, with those 7 times back, I earned 3,178 UR points, or ultimate reward points. That's pretty insane. I earned more points on the Freedom Flex than the Bilt card, even though on the Bilt card I spent $2,457 and only got 3,000 points back. But on the Freedom Flex, I spent $460 and got 3,100 points back. And that's why these rotating category cards can be really powerful. And I actually have another Freedom card. This is the original Freedom card that I downgraded from the Chase Sapphire Reserve that I used to have. And just to make sure that this card doesn't close on me, I charged all my Amazon purchases onto this card, along with a random charge of Domino's for some reason, which still earned 7 times back, so I'm not really, worried about it. I spent on this card $199.79, and I got 999 points back. But since the majority of dining spend went onto different cards, this card didn't get used this much this quarter. So with the American Express Gold card, I just made grocery purchases and a 1 Shake Shack purchase. I spent $199.96, and I got back 800 points, and with that Shake Shack purchase, I got $10 back. But I might have to end up canceling that card soon, because the dining credit is kind of hard to use where I'm at right now. There's no Shake Shacks. I refuse to go to Cheesecake Factory. There's no milk bars. So the dining credit is a little bit more of a hassle. As soon as that annual fee posts, I'm gonna have to probably cancel that card and direct my dining spend probably to my Bilt card and probably groceries to the Savor One. Which, speaking about the Savor One, since it's a MasterCard, I can load it onto my Curve card, and I usually use it at Asian grocery stores since a lot of them don't take American Express. Other than those charges, the the Uber One membership got charged on this card because I get a reimbursement for that credit. But I still earn cash back on that Uber One membership, so that's pretty cool. The other charge that I put on this card is an Uber Eats charge, whatever that isn't covered by the Uber Eats credit from my American Express Platinum and then my American Express Gold card. It will go onto this card because it'll earn me 10% cash back. So in total for the Savor One card, I spent $97.72 and got back $3.02. Other cards that I use in the background, I don't really carry these physically on me because all the purchases are online, is my American Express Blue Business Plus. I have 2 purchases on this card, one of them being the Shopify membership that I use to run my merch store on my YouTube channel. I think they're cool looking merch. Of course, I'm a little bit biased. So in total for that card, I put $36.98 and I earned back 74 points. And the last card is the Apple card. I put my iCloud membership, which costs $9.99, and I get 3% back or 30 cents. And in total, let's value MR points and UR points as 2 cents per point. For this month, for the spend of $4,606.72, I earned back $199.87, or an overall average of 4% back on all my purchases. Let me know if you guys enjoy this style video, and I'll see you later.